Hello, welcome back to Gorgeous Yarns. If you remember, I've been using rhubarb root dye with these lovely yarns from Cold Harbour Mill. This was the original dye bath with the rhubarb root, and then I used that same dye bath again and got this paler colour, which is quite a contrast to the original. Last time I took the rhubarb root dye stuff out of the freezer and reused it on two skeins. One was mordanted with alum and one wasn't. And there they are. Can you see the difference? That's the one with alum and that's the one without. And they are paler than the first dye bath, but they've still got beautiful colour. I also modified one of the original skeins with iron, and it's given quite an olive green, which is a contrast to the bronzy gold of the first dye. So today I'm going to use the rhubarb root dye for the last time. I've already simmered it for 60 minutes as usual, and I'm just going to strain it. You can see it's a really lovely golden colour still. And when I finish with this dye stuff, I'm just going to pop it on the garden, and it'll go down into the soil a bit like compost. So there's the dye stuff, and there's the dye ready for the skein of yarn. So that's going to be Rhubarb Root Mark III, because it's the third time the dye stuff's been used. So that one will soak up the dye and get heated in a moment. Lastly, I'm going to show you how to modify in the same way as the iron last time, but this time with copper. And this is copper sulphate, carefully marked, and I'm going to use a generous teaspoonful, like that. Just sprinkle it into the warm water and give it a stir. It's important to remember that none of the equipment that I use is ever used for food. So if you're doing any natural dyeing at home, please don't reuse the pans, the spoons, the jugs for food after you've used them for natural dyeing. So this skein of yarn is just going to get wetted, and then it's going to go in the copper sulphate solution, and I'm hoping for a sort of mid-range, dark, mossy sort of green. There we are. So that goes in there, just cold, for about 10 minutes. If it hasn't gone green enough for my liking, then I'll carefully add about another half a teaspoonful, and I'll show you the results next time. Don't forget to like and share.